Hey, my friends, Kenny Chapman here, the Blue Collar Coach, coming to you with a little Freedom Friday focus today about urgency, okay? So today I happen to be in Orlando, Florida, where I'm shooting this. I met with one of our coaches this morning and building some really cool new things that we're going to be releasing to everybody. But before I talk any more about that, I want to touch base on the fact that urgency and chaos, right? So earlier this week for Titanium, I did a webinar that I've never done. I taught a concept I've never taught to our group. I talked about a different level of quote unquote time management, right? No such thing. You can't manage time. You can only manage the person who manages the time, and that happens to be you most of the time, right? So, when we look at time, and it's such a scarce resource, and I'm here in Orlando because I'm training at the Carrier National, the factory authorized dealers meeting and all those different types of things. And so, I did 2 sessions yesterday and had several different people that, kind of came through my room and different things. And what I realized is, as you talk to contractors, as you talk to movers and shakers, as you talk to people, there's a couple different things that happen, right? So I'm a fired up guy. You can see my frog in the back there. I'm at a Disney property. So the frog is for sale, by the way. Let's be clear. You don't get anything you don't ask for, and Disney will not miss an opportunity to ask for sale. But that being said, so urgency and chaos. And as I was having conversations in the room, and we run in a very, very tight group in our Titanium world, and we have a very close family. And so when I'm out in this, out of my bubble world, if you will, with the general population of contractors, I learn a lot. And what I learn is a lot of people operate out of chaos. And sometimes they confuse that for urgency. And there's also, urgency is something that we really believe in and we really teach, but not in the interest of sacrificing, right? Some people take urgency. Justin, my partner and CEO, talks about the fact that the only race you're in against is yourself. However, some people haven't cracked the gun yet, right? They haven't started running the race. And so the point becomes, how fast do you want to go? Do you want to go at a pace where it's chaos? Do you want to go to where, you jump on the treadmill at the gym and you're just running like crazy until your heart explodes out of your chest? Or do you want to run and having a sense of urgency and let's get things done, but let's not overdo it. Let's not go crazy. And sometimes we do need to sprint for a minute, and maybe sometimes we need to wrap it back down to a walk. And sometimes we need to take a true break and take some true free time and recharge a little bit. But really, how do you avoid the chaos? You have to have the urgency. You have to have the urgency to continue to scale the growth, to realize, my buddy Les Brown has a quote about, what's he got? We have to live life with a sense of urgency so a minute's not wasted. I got to put my glasses on. Hang on here. So Les talks about we have to live life with a sense of urgency so not a minute is wasted. Now, that's important because obviously I got to do 15 cities in 5 months with Les, and Les lives his life and he lives it out loud, and it's an amazing thing. And he inspired me so much and he taught me so much when I got to travel with him on a daily basis for that period. But here's another quote I want to talk to you about from John Kotter. A higher rate of urgency does not imply ever-present panic. A higher rate of urgency does not imply ever-present panic, anxiety, or fear. It means a state in which complacency is virtually absent. Think about that, right? So I'm big on, I don't want to not try to do something, I just want to do something. So rather than, kind of trying not to be complacent, let's have that sense of urgency, but let's be mindful. It's not about chaos, right? So the webinar I did yesterday, I was talking about how we flip things upside down. My mentor, Dan Sullivan, talks about the fact that, most of us live in this justification model of economy, and we think that we've got to justify time off, and the Western world's really broken that. And if I work Monday and I work 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 and I hit the wall by Friday, now I've justified some time off. As entrepreneurs, as thought leaders, as people that get it done, you've got to flip that around. And you've got to realize, think about it. If you were a financial planner, you talk to any financial planner in the world, right? And you go, okay, I want to build some wealth. I want to have some retirement. They never say, do all the other things and then whatever you have left over, put that in the bank. And yet, as entrepreneurs, as driven business people, as the leaders and thought leaders in the world and the people that influence and make things happen, we start going, okay, wait a minute, I got to go. And then I'll stop and I'll take a break and I'll slow down for a minute or whatever. No, flip that upside down, my friends. You are the masterpiece. You're the creator. You're the influencer. You're the one getting it done. So stop the chaos. Urgency's everything. One of my really big mentors way back in the day, he's now building the largest service business in North America right now that will be, by the time it's all said and done. And he taught me early on, he gave me a plaque that hung in the wall for 18 years later that I owned my service company before I sold it. And it had to do with a sense of urgency. But I see that people, sometimes you can take sense of urgency and you just go into the chaos. And when you're in reactivity, everything's a crisis. And a lot of contractors, a lot of in-home service people operate that way. It's reactivity. It's freaking out. It's all the chaos. Stop that, my friends. It's not necessary. You can have a self-managing business. You can have a self-managing life. It's a conscious decision. It's a choice. It's about priority. It's about urgency. But are you urgent or are you chaos? Are you urgent about really fixing it? Or are you chaotic in response? It's your choice. I'm Kenny Chapman, the Blue Collar Coach. Until we talk, my friends, have a better than fantastic Freedom Friday. We'll talk to you soon. Cheers.